Right, today I'm going to show you how I do strip piecing. You sometimes hear it called factory piecing. It's basically when you're making the same block over and over and you put in lots of pieces together. Rather than doing them one by one and taking them out of the machine, you continue doing them, and it's a chain. I'm making today this little square and a square block. I've cut all the pieces out and they cut to size. So I'm going to make up 4, but you can make up as many as you want in a line. You know, you can have 10, 20, whatever. But I'm doing 4 today. So the first thing, I'm going to put my first 2 pieces right sides together. Put them underneath the sewing machine. Oh, before I start, that's a 1/4 inch foot I'm using there because we need 1/4 inch seams. My stitch length is set to 2.5. My stitch length goes from 0 to 6, so that's a little bit less, you know, less than half. It's what you'd usually use for piecing patchwork pieces together. So we're going to put this under the machine now, and we're going to stitch this 1/4 inch along. Okay. And when I'm coming to the end, instead of stopping and taking that piece out and starting another piece, which is the next block, I'm going to continue the next piece for the next block straight after it. So I've stitched to the edge there, and then I'm going to put the next piece under. And what I'm doing is I'm stitching along, and as I come to the end, I'm going to just let it go 1 stitch over the edge. And then by the time it connects to the next piece, there'll be 3 or 4 like that. And basically, the sewing machine is trying to sew a stitch, so it will have a twisted thread in between, so it won't easily come undone. So you put the next one in place, I'll stitch that one. And then I'm going to do the 4th one I'm doing, put them together. And put that through. Then I'm going to take them out of the machine, just go over the end and over to the ironing board. Okay, we're at the ironing board now, and there's my, you see it's a chain, so I'm going to snip those apart because each one is a separate block. There you go. And if you can see there, there's just a little bit of thread overhanging. Now when I'm pressing, I like to press the stitches into place first. So I should do that. And then open it up towards the darker. I know it's not much darker, but we're opening that seam now so that it's like that. And do that for the 4 of them. And then we shall go back to the sewing machine. Right, back to the sewing machine, and now we're going to stitch the one on the other side. And you do exactly the same again, lay them down right sides facing, and then you stitch them stitch all 4, however many you're stitching together in your chain. That's 2. And I'll do the 3rd and the 4th one. Back again to the ironing board. I'm going to cut these apart and press them again. So this time it's set the stitches and just press it open. Okay, and that's what it's like on the back. Do that to all 4, and then we'll be back to the sewing machine. There. Now we come into the longer pieces. So I'm putting those down, and what I'm making sure is that right sides together and this top corner is right. And then I'm going to begin stitching, and I'll stitch 3 or 4 stitches, and then I go to the bottom. Now these pieces are cut to size, so there's no trimming to do, so I'll just make sure those two are exactly the same place. If they're not, I'll pull the one to fit the other, put my finger there, make sure it's straight along here. If it's not, just move it till it's all, the 2 edges are straight, and I keep a finger there. Now you can tack them or pin them if you want, but my fingers in this instance are the pins. When you come to the end, start on the next one. So lay them down right sides facing, get that top corner right, put them into the, feed them into the machine, 3 or 4 stitches, and then I check this bottom piece is right. Yeah, I check that this is right. You can move it if you need to. That's right. So put my fingers in place to hold everything. 2, and now on to the third one, and I'll do all 4, and we'll go back to the ironing board. And we're back at the ironing board. Our chain now is getting quite full, because we've got 3 sides of our work on it. So again, snip the ends, press to set the seams, and open it away from the centre, and that's all pressed nicely there. Do that to all 4, and back to the sewing machine. And here we are onto the last side. So I'm laying this one down at the top corner, making sure that's straight there and there. Putting it under the machine. Do a few stitches. Check it's right at the bottom. Hold that with my finger. If this isn't right, put that right. Hold that with my finger. And stitch it down. Come to the end. Just let it go to the edge, or over one if you like. And then lay the next one down, making sure the corners are straight, and carry on. And of course, I think you're getting the idea now. We're going to do this 4 times. So I'll do the 3rd and 4th, and I'll see you back at the ironing board. So I've snipped these 4 apart. So I'm going to set the seams, and then I'm going to flip it over, press it, and that's my block done. And that's the back of it. Now this works well for any blocks that you're doing that are repeated. It works really good on log cabin. There you go. Bye.